But here's Dylan Morrison. Oh my God. Bill. Stand right there. I don't want to look at his face. You know why? Because you got guilty conscience that they use you to sentence an innocent man. In my opinion, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But you knew that it was your moment for fame. This was your moment, the first time that we all get to see Dylan Mortensen. Because you didn't came out. No. Now you tell me, and I want to be very clear, because we have said here in this show that don't be surprised. And again, and I have mentioned Jack and Jake, and I'm not going to back out of that. I have told ya, and don't forget, I told ya the prosecution was watching my show. And I told you that because it was certain things the prosecution was doing after I was saying certain things. Guess the one thing that I said that it shocked the prosecution the most? When I said that don't be surprised if the DNA on the Maddie's fingernails, it was Jake's. Because they were trying to say that they didn't worry, the prosecution did not worry about the DNA itself, the skin cells find on Maddie's fingernails, because they believe that it has to do with her personal life. The only person that they could talk about like that is Jake. And I'm saying this because what the prosecution said in court, the skin cells DNA that it was found on the Maddie's fingernails had to do with her personal life. They mentioned in Jake. Because Jake was boyfriend with Maddie at the time, right? So how can that skin cells would have got to Maddie's nails? Oh, what you were saying like, oh, I guess they was having sex and she scratched him. That's what you was about to say in court. For you to not believe, that the skin cells found under Maddie's nails were important enough to get investigated, but you assume because it was Jake's DNA. How you got to know that when y'all said that those DNAs was inconclusive? How you say that when y'all said those DNAs were inconclusive? Y'all ran them. They knew, y'all knew it was male DNA, but y'all couldn't get nowhere to it. Didn't y'all said that? So how you gonna tell the judge in court that you believe that DNA, due to you know whose DNA belongs to, you take the conclusion that that was coming out of her personal relationship with Jake? Because he's the only way that you could say that in court, and he's having Jake's DNA under her fingernails. We spoke about that way before we knew that. Way before we even knew that we heard that in court. I was already here talking to y'all, letting y'all know, don't be surprised. Do not be so. If they kept the DNA, if they kept the samples of the other DNA and they run that shit, if they would have done IgG to that DNA in the same way they did Kohberger's, guess what? Don't be surprised if that DNA was Jack and Jake. And I told y'all here, don't be surprised if the mysterious DNA at the house was Jack and Jake. And that's why they acted like, oh, nah, it couldn't be. Because you know Scott Green is up your ass. Like, you're not going to investigate none of our kids. Yeah, you are not going to investigate none of our kids. And that's exactly what you did. Didn't you? Who was the two people? Who was the two people that I'm going to tell you right now? I'm going to tell you right now. I love my wife. I love my wife to death. I love my wife. If anyone would take her life like that, and someone confessed to it, I'll be right there. For me to tell that person, whoever it was, how I feel about it. Jack and Jake was not there. Jack and Jake didn't have the balls to look at Bryan Kohberger there in his face and fake words. Jack and Jake did not have the balls to be in court and say anything to Bryan Kohberger. Why? Why won't you answer it on the chat yourself? If you hear in the chat, if you hear in the chat, why you think that the boyfriends and ex-boyfriends, that it was recent? It wasn't even that long that they broke up. Even though if they have like seen someone else at the time. Jack, what would you there? Why? Why you couldn't make a little script, make yourself look good, go to court, and face Bryan Kohberger face to face, because he killed the love of your life, right? Jake, you was boyfriend with Maddie when she died. Jake, I'm talking to you, little punk. I get goosebumps saying this shit. I get goosebumps. Look at here, little shit. You love Maddie so much that you couldn't go. Thank you, Jane. That's the answer. Big shout out to Jane. But I'm talking to you right now, Jake. Little shit. If you love Maddie so much and you was so hurt and it was the love of your life, why you bitch ass wasn't there to talk to Kohberger and let him know how much he fucked up? What about you, Jack? You was in a celebration of life and everything, hugging Kiely's mom, but you was not at the sentencing hugging Kiely's mom? What the fuck was both of y'all bitch asses? What the fuck with both of y'all? Y'all call yourself man? Y'all call yourself man? But you couldn't face to face the alleged killer that killed your loved one? I don't know. If you ask me, that's some little bitch shit. Yeah. If you ask me, I can't even be mad at me saying this, because if you ask me, either both of y'all some little bitches, or both of y'all are actually the killers. In my opinion, I could be wrong, but yes,